Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So Bitcoin's back in the saddle, up over 9,000, right now trading at $9,083, up 3.15%, and XRP trading at 24 cents, up 2.16%. And the market cap of the crypto space is steadily climbing once again. Back when we saw that bull run in up to mid-February, we were over 300 billion. Then we dropped, okay? People were selling off and a lot of that money was shedded. Now we're climbing back up slowly but surely. Guys, I have Bitcoin here on the daily, and you can see that that daily candlestick for Bitcoin is looking quite strong. Let me just put it here on the hourly, and even just within the last hour, we surged past $9,000. So this is great because we will see this reflected in XRP as well. I'm feeling like today in 2020, there is a bigger correlation between Bitcoin and altcoins. I have a feeling that people are more savvy. They're more educated about a lot of these cryptocurrency projects, more so than, let's say, back in 2017. So we could see more of a realistic climb in tandem with Bitcoin during this next rally, rather than the last and fast kind of phenomenon that we've seen in the past. It is certainly something I'm going to keep my eye on. Mac Attack on Twitter posted this. Boom! Ripple says a new XRP-based payment app will allow 4 billion smartphone users to send money anywhere in the world. This from the Daily Hodl. Now, you know, Ripple and Spring put on a hackathon to get computer programmers excited about using the XRPL. And so this company came up with the app called Remit, developed by Slowhacks, a recent hackathon at the California Cybersecurity Institute at California Polytechnic State University was where it took place. Ripple says the platform leverages the Spring software development kit for XRP and the Twilio application program interface for text messaging. SMS is the most widely used data application on the planet with over 4 billion users worldwide, many of which don't have access to the internet. Remit now allows these users to send money globally using XRP over SMS and soon the Interledger. So Remit was the winner of the Best Use Case Spring Challenge. I wonder if they're going to have these every year. I wonder if they're going to keep building, or if there's going to be a point where they realize, okay, we've done our work, we've done enough. Let the developers develop on their own now because the XRP ecosystem is robust enough. So now they can just go at it and do their thing. I'm curious to see, and I'm sure that'll be a game day play or a game year play, I think, at that point, because you know, this is going to take time to build. And every year we're seeing more and more development. So perhaps a game year play rather than a game day play at that point. And guys, this is big in South Korea. South Korea's parliament reportedly legitimizes cryptocurrency as a legal entity. This is big, just coming out on AMB Crypto about an hour ago. According to the reports, a full session of the National Assembly of the South Korean Parliament has passed an amendment on the Act on Reporting and Use of Specific Financial Information. Owing to its amendment, cryptocurrency trading is now legitimized and has made its way into the legal system for the South Korean government. This was a huge win for the digital asset industry, especially for many exchanges and platforms based in South Korea, as the report claimed, and this amendment will usher in complete restructuring of the blockchain industry. So guys, this is going to be big for South Korea. We know there was a big boondoggle back in 2017 when CoinMarketCap stopped listing the XRP trading volume from South Korean exchanges. But cryptocurrency is becoming regulated in South Korea, a very, very critical piece to that puzzle. An influential country with a lot of cryptocurrency traders. I think this could have to do, not saying it is, could have to do with the fact that Bitcoin is now back up over 9,000 and the rest of the cryptocurrencies, as a matter of course, are now following. XRP right now trading at 0.241. What this is also influencing is this. So South Korean exchanges are now on a delisting spree. And this is going to be good for the legitimate cryptocurrencies, because once you have that clarity as a country, as a body, whatever, now you have some information where you can go back to exchanges and say, okay, here's the framework, this is what's legit, this is what's not, and the cryptocurrency exchanges can then easily go back and look at whatever coins they list and are like, okay, well, I guess that means that Bytecoin doesn't fit the criteria. Sia coin, Engine coin, Horizon coin, Digits DAO coin, DX chain token. You get my point. There will be a lot of them that don't fit the criteria. And by the way, I'm just throwing out these names at random. And so what will people do instead? They will take their money out. Let's say they were invested in some random 88th coin on the list that they thought, you know what, this is going to be the next big coin. Then your government tells you, no, that's not part of the regulatory framework, and your exchange contacts you and says, I see you have $10,000 in whatever, wax coin. You better take it out because we are going to delist it. So then the person's like, oh my goodness, that scared the daylights out of me. Where am I going to put my $10,000 now? I had it in this thing that, I thought was going to make me a lot of money, kind of like what XRP did in 2017. What do I do with it? Well, the chances of that person going back to the list and looking at the top coins and realizing, well, okay, Bitcoin's a safe haven. Maybe I'll put some into Ethereum and XRP. I'll put the bulk of it into XRP because we're still at such a low price point. Okay, that's my thought. When these coins are going to get delisted, once we start to see more and more legitimate coins being the only ones left in the market, the money from those obscure coins is going to transfer into the top cryptocurrencies. So I think we'll start to see more money being pushed into XRP, even just from that. Otto von Bismarck on Twitter, March 2020, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, has formed an expert group to provide advice on its work on blockchain and other distributed ledger technologies. He links to this post here from the official OECD website. List of the participants, which does include Matt Curcio, who is the data vice president at Ripple. Ripple, the company Ripple that uses XRP. Now, guys, look at some of these other participants. The Minister of Finance for Latvia, the Financial Conduct Authority for the United Kingdom, Korea Internet and Security Agency, Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs in France, Luxembourg House of Financial Technology. A lot of these organizations don't sound like private entities to me. They sound like government organizations that really just want to hammer out the best solutions for blockchain adoption. And we get Ripple, one of those companies that they trust, one of the outsiders from the private sector that they can bring on into their world to help them make the right decisions. I find that amazing. XRP Crypto Wolf posts this, and so Dennis Powers introduces a new crypto bill to Tennessee state legislature, urging them to study the use of blockchain. Tennessee, another state in the United States, moving towards the future. So that happened on March 3rd. The bill asks the Tennessee Department of Financial Institutions to dive into research on blockchain and applications for related technology in finance and propose changes to any regulations standing in the way of the technology's progress. So not only are they looking at it, not only are they, I'm interested in this, they are proposing changes to any regulations standing in the way of the technology's progress. That's how hardcore they are. They're saying, hey, look, if there's something in the way of progress, let's make sure we get rid of it because we need to use blockchain to move into the future. Is that how you guys see it too? I'm finding that, back in 2017, 2018, a lot of these governmental agencies, what have you, were, they were on the fence. They were interested in blockchain, but they weren't going out of their way to study it necessarily. And now we're seeing the Tennessee Department of Financial Institutions in particular saying, look, if there's something standing in the way of us progressing so that we cannot use blockchain, get rid of it because we are using blockchain come hell or high water. Essentially, that's what it sounds like. Very interesting. And guys, I saw this from Thinking Crypto. So Thinking Crypto, a fellow YouTuber, he did a great interview with Catherine Coley, former employee at Ripple, now works for BINANCE US. But he posted this as well, and this was Stuart XRP's tweet. So Thinking Crypto writes, so many still don't understand what Ripple is building with XRP. They have been working with regulators and government since the beginning. Ripple is working with the IMF, the BIS, central banks, and more. And he knows he's going to get blasted for this. Cue the scam coin, banker coin, stuck at 20 cents so long, going to zero comments, because quite frankly, we haven't seen the movement. I mean, we saw a little bit of momentum, from January to February, then we came down, corrected a bit, but guys, we're moving back up. XRP is continuing to rise, and it's doing this because all it's doing is following Bitcoin at the moment. But I thought this video was great. Let me just play you this. This is from Greg Kidd's days at Ripple. He says this.
You kind of take that for granted. That's the way Airbnb got started and Uber. They weren't in, at that time, regulated industries. But generally things in financial services, you got to be regulated. So when I came to Ripple, that was a new blockchain. That was the second thing after Bitcoin. The first month we went to Treasury to explain what we were doing. So we didn't operate under the illusion that we would never be regulated and we would never have to ask permission. So it's finding that balance between doing something that's really innovative, but if you want to go mainstream and you're successful, you're going to run up against rules and regulations, guys with guns and badges.
So ultimately, Greg Kidd just explaining, at the beginning, there are going to be challenges, but you have to go in there assuming that you are going to be working within a regulatory framework, especially with industries like cryptocurrency, where, you already have the powers that be, the governments of the world, law enforcement saying to you, okay, we know this has been shady in the past, prove us wrong. So at the beginning, I could see why we weren't taking off right away. Ripple was working at a deficit. They really had to work to educate the governments of the world, the regulatory bodies, etc., so that they could continue to build, so that they could thrive in this ecosystem that is still yet to be completely regulated, although it sounds like we're on our way. Guys, I'm going to continue to keep my eye on the market to see how we're doing, to see if any new developments could possibly change the way we're moving with cryptocurrency. And I'm not talking about the cryptocurrency market, guys. I am talking about the traditional stock market, because I have a feeling this is really going to affect how things play out. Whether we like it or not, we saw an update on the S&P 500 after a deep crash. I could see us coming back up here, making a double top, and then the stock market just fully collapsing over the next few months. The big money has gotten out or is getting out now. Will they start loading up on XRP? I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to be eligible for the Ledger Nano X giveaway. I'm giving one away on March 15th. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.